Company culture. Discussing company policies. Context. Discussing company policies with a colleague during a lunch break. So, I wanted to check in with you about the new remote work policy. I'm still a bit unclear on the guidelines. Sure, the new policy states that employees can work from home up to 3 days a week, but they need to be in the office for at least 2 days. Right. But what if there's an urgent meeting or project that requires everyone to be on site more frequently? Well, the idea is that you can be flexible as long as you give proper notice. The management understands that sometimes you need to come in more often, but it should be the exception, not the rule. Got it. I'm also a bit confused about the vacation policy. I thought we had unlimited PTO, but is there a limit now? Yeah, I heard it changed recently. We still have unlimited PTO, but there's a suggestion to take at least 15 days off a year. It's meant to ensure employees don't overwork themselves. That makes sense. I'll have to check the official policy again, but it's good to know there's some flexibility. Definitely. If you need any clarification, just let me know. We should all be on the same page. Company culture. Adapting to a new workplace culture context. Talking to a new employee about adjusting to the company culture. So, how are you finding the culture here? I know it can be a bit different from what you're used to. It's definitely been an adjustment. Back at my last job, the atmosphere was more formal, but here it's much more laid back, and people seem more relaxed. That's true. One thing we value here is open communication and collaboration. Don't be afraid to share your ideas during meetings. That's actually one of the things I've been getting used to, speaking up more, but I'm getting better at it. It takes time. Just remember, no idea is too small, and everyone's opinion counts. People here really appreciate fresh perspectives. I've noticed that everyone's very supportive too. It's nice to be in an environment where it feels like a team effort. Exactly. It's all about teamwork. If you ever feel lost or unsure, don't hesitate to ask around. Everyone's happy to help each other out. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. I'm feeling more comfortable here every day. Company culture. Communication. During company events. Context. Discussing how to communicate effectively during a company event with a colleague. So, with the company retreat coming up next month, I wanted to talk to you about how we should communicate with everyone about the schedule. I think it's important that we send out a clear email with all the details. People tend to forget the small stuff, like where they need to be and when. I agree. Maybe we could also create a group chat on Slack to share updates in real time, so no one misses anything. That's a great idea. We should also make sure to highlight key sessions, like the team building activities and the leadership talks. I think it would help if we send out a reminder a few days before the event, just to make sure everyone has the information fresh in their minds. Definitely. I also want to make sure everyone feels included, so maybe we should mention the more casual events too, like the dinners or happy hours. I love that idea. We want everyone to feel comfortable and enjoy themselves. Let's make sure the tone of our communication is upbeat and friendly. Absolutely. I'll get started on the email draft and loop you in for feedback. 43. Learning and development, attending training or workshops. Context. Talking to a colleague about an upcoming training session. I heard there's a leadership training session next week. Are you planning on attending? Yes, I signed up last week. I think it'll be useful, especially for improving my project management skills. Same here. I've been wanting to get more insight into how to handle cross-functional teams, so I'm looking forward to it. I've heard good things about the trainer, too. She's supposed to be really engaging and practical with her examples. That sounds promising. I always find the workshops more beneficial when the speaker gives real-world scenarios. Definitely. And it'll be great to network with people from other departments. It might help us with better collaboration in the future. I agree. Plus, it's a good chance to bring back some fresh ideas to implement in our team. I'll see you there. Let's share notes afterward to see what we can apply directly to our projects. 44. Learning and development. Discussing career advancement opportunities. Context. Discussing career growth opportunities with a supervisor during a one-on-one. I wanted to talk to you about my career path here. I've been in this role for a while now, and I'd like to know what opportunities are available for advancement. I'm glad you brought this up. You've been doing excellent work, and I think there are definitely opportunities for growth. That's great to hear. I've been particularly interested in moving into a more strategic role, perhaps in project management or even leadership. I can see you moving in that direction. We've been looking for someone to take on more responsibility in managing cross-department projects. That sounds like exactly what I'm aiming for. Do you think there are any specific skills I should focus on to make that transition? I think improving your leadership skills and understanding financials would be helpful. You might want to consider taking a few finance workshops. I'll look into those. What's the timeline for potential roles opening up? We're looking to expand in the next 6 months, so we'll have some new opportunities coming up. Let's revisit this conversation in a couple of months to check on your progress. 45. Learning and development. Giving feedback on improvement areas. Context. Giving feedback to a colleague after a presentation. I think you did a great job presenting the project update. The slides were clear, and the key points were easy to follow. Thanks. I tried to keep it concise, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on where I could improve. One area I think you could work on is pacing. You were a bit fast in the middle of your presentation, which might have made it hard for some people to keep up. That's a good point. I did feel like I was rushing through some slides. I'll try to slow down next time. Also, it might help to engage the audience a bit more. Maybe ask some questions or get their input on certain parts of the project. I like that idea. I'll work on making it more interactive. Anything else? One last thing. Try to make eye contact with the audience more. It makes the presentation feel more connected and less robotic. Great feedback. Thanks for taking the time to review it with me. I'll make those adjustments for the next presentation.